Alright you guys, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on the seedlings that I've started, on some of the plants that I've already started like months ago that haven't been really growing too much, and what I've done with those or what I'm planning to do with those today. So first up here we have our parsley. Parsley we started on the 11th of January. There are now 4 plants, seedlings that have sprouted up fully, and then there, I don't know if you guys can see them, but there's one tiny one trying to grow there, and then there was another one that I can't find, but there's at least 6. Oh, here, it's a tiny one. I don't think you guys can see that one, but hopefully at least 6 parsley growing. It's been, like I said, January 11th. And then the same thing with the rosemary we started. There are at least about 10 of these that have sprouted as well. Don't think I'll need all 10, but we have them. I'll thin them out if I need to, or maybe try to sell some. I don't know yet. And then I did not start these with you guys, but I decided to go ahead and start some onion seeds. So I have both a yellow and a red variety. I have the sweet Spanish yellow onion and the red Amposta. I don't know if you guys can see that. I started those on the 26th. So both of these take about a week to sprout. I think one was 7 to 10 days or 7 to 15 days. And then the other one was 10 to 15 days. So we haven't gotten quite there yet. And then I don't know if you guys remember, for the rosemary and the parsley that I started, I did cover those when I initially planted those. But I took the covers off today, for one, because they've sprouted, and 2, I saw an issue with there was like some larvae, little translucent little larvae that were crawling around in there, and I was not okay with that. So I figured the only thing that it could be were fungus gnat larvae, because we did have an issue with fungus gnat larvae. I don't know if you guys can see, I have some of these little yellow stickies. So that was the only thing that I can think of. So I looked it up as to what fungus gnat larvae look like, and of course that's what they were. So what I did was do a 2-to-1 ratio of hydrogen peroxide to water, and I just drenched everything to get them all killed. Like I said, I only saw it in those 2, but I just drenched everything just to make sure that it didn't spread to the other plants here as well. And then I don't know if this is going to make it, but we had some daylilies, I think. So these were the rhizomes from those. I just had them sit in peat moss and try to keep this kind of like spritz. So I have this little spray bottle here and occasionally just spray it so that it's not like super wet, but just kind of wet to keep it alive. And I'm going to be honest with you, I have definitely forgotten about it. But I do see, like, I don't know if you guys can see little roots here. So maybe it's still alive. And also I think the dogs at one point got to some of these, so they kind of broke. So hopefully they will make it. We'll try to put them back outside. I have to look into that, but sometime in the spring, see if we can get these to grow back. So those are there. And I had these in a box, and I think that's why I kind of forgot about them. They were just off to the side. So I put them on the tray here so I can remember to keep that spritzed up. Our basil here from the store. This is a store-bought basil. Forgot to water this. So these were drooping this morning. Watered them with the hydrogen peroxide mixture as well. I'm not sure if these will make it. Some of these are a little crispy. Like I said, I did kind of forget to water them, but we'll see if those will continue to grow. And then my last video, I also had these parsley. They were in the 6 cells. I potted them up into these nursery pots. Hopefully they'll grow some more, because these have been this size for months, probably like 2-3 months at this point. So, and I do see some new growth on this one, and a tiny bit of new growth in the center of this one. So hopefully these will start to get bigger now that they're in bigger homes. The same thing with this basil. I also had this in a 6 cell. It's been in there for months. And it's a little yellow, so I don't know if that's just this variety or if it just needed some nutrients. So I up-potted this as well, gave it some fertilizer. This also got doused with the hydrogen peroxide water mixture, just because it's been over here. So I wanted to make sure none of these other ones were affected by the larva. And I've been checking. I did that earlier today. I haven't seen any of the larvae moving around in these anymore. So hopefully that killed it and got it early. But the main point of today's video, since I already up-potted the other ones, I do want to up-pot my lettuce. These have been this size as well for months. So I think, if you see at the bottom, there's roots coming out here. So I think it's time to up-pot these. These are also going to go in nursery pots. I don't know if I'm going to separate them because there's a few in each cell. Or if I'm just going to take one whole cell out and put it in an individual cup, so that there's only 6 versus there might be 2 or 3 per cell. So that might be at least 12 separate cups. I haven't made that decision yet. I think it depends on how much soil that I have to use, if I have enough to just do 6 versus 12. So we will find out. But these are what we are up-potting today. And what are these? These are lettuce Mesclun. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, and it's backwards, but that is a variety, and it looks like I sowed this on November 19th. So these have been pretty small for over 2 months. And like I said, I think it's too cold for them to go outside. I do have lettuce that is outside, and with all the snow we got, I don't know if they made it. So I will check it once I can get to it. But yeah, those are these. All right, you guys. So another thing I wanted to show you are the seeds that I plan to plant at my 8-week mark. So 8-week marks for me, February 6th to February 10th. I don't know if you guys can see that. But I have them separated out like that so I can just grab my bag. I know when I need to plant them, what I'm planting at that time. So one that I actually just added to my list today are Snapdragons. I did start growing those last summer, but I think it wasn't a good time. They sprouted, but I think it was just too late. They're actually out there now, so they might be dead. Because of the snow. They were a little wilted before. I don't know if it's just lack of water or if it was just wrong timing for planting them. But this says to plant them, recommended to start them inside 8 to 10 weeks before your average last frost date. And I have not grown these before. Well, besides, like I said, I tried to grow them. Haven't actually seen them bloom or anything like that. But those are one set of flowers. I also have marigolds. I grew these last year. These were very pretty. These are a dwarf variety. So I'm going to plant those again. And I did save a lot of seeds from last year, but I did not separate the seeds out. So I had maybe 2 or 3, actually maybe like 4 different varieties of marigolds. And I just combined all the seeds. I don't know what seeds are what. So this year, if these aren't the only ones that I grow, because I might add other varieties, I'm going to separate them, or at least keep these separate from the other ones that I've already saved, so I know what these are. Other flowers, I don't have any other flowers in here. I have the 2 onions that I showed you guys that I started. I just have those in this pack because I'm going out of town this weekend, or as long as snow doesn't come back. But I'm going out of town and I want to keep these with me. I ordered new labels that are a little bit bigger so I can put more information on them. So I want to be able to put the variety name. I want to be able to put the date that I sowed the seeds. I want to be able to put how many days to maturity and when I should ideally plant them outside, so I don't have to carry the seeds around. The seed packets around, referencing the back of the seeds, because it has all that information on there. But I feel like it might be a little bit easier if I put them on the actual seed tag, so I don't have to keep these around. So those are the onions. And then I actually have more, I have parsley in this bag as well. So if enough parsley doesn't sprout that I would like to have, I will probably sow some more seeds. So those are in there for that. I plan on growing some chives. And then I have basil. So I have 2 different packs of basil. This is an old pack, so I don't know if these are going to germinate too well. But I'm going to at least try. And this is a newer pack. It has been open. But these are newer seeds, so I know that these should be better as far as germinating. But I want to try to use these up. So that is what I am planning on sowing next week. So these will be going with me when I go out of town. And I'm going to be going to North Carolina. So you guys will be able to, depending on what things look like out there, I'll be able to show you what that garden area kind of looks like. So that is that for the seeds that I will be growing early February. That is my 8-week mark. Again, this is Maryland. I'm in Southern Maryland. So I have my frost date at about April, like early to mid-April. I think I said it a little earlier than it actually is, just so I can get seeds started earlier. So like April 7th, something like that, maybe April 13th. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, so on to our potting up. All right, you guys. So as you can see, I've gotten all of my lettuce potted up. Some of them I split, some of them I did not. So the first one I did, you know, I just kept the whole cell and put the whole cell in there. So we'll see how that goes. Some of the other ones that were smaller, I didn't give them a whole cup for themselves. So I put, you know, 2 to 3 in one cup. So now I need to figure out the spacing for all of these. I ended up with 13 cups, I think. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So figure out the spacing for those. I'm not going to water them just because the soil that they were in when they were in the 6 cell was already pretty wet. Like I mentioned, I drenched all of the seedlings that were over there with the hydrogen peroxide water concoction. So they were already wet. The soil that I prepared for them was already a little damp. So I'm going to let them sit for a couple of days before watering them, let them get a chance to dry out so that the seedlings don't die, being in too much soil, too much wet soil. But I'm going to go ahead and put them under the grow light and we are going to go from there. But that's it. I've got them potted up. I've been meaning to do that. I have been meaning to do this for a while, at least a week or two. But it's finally done. I can mark this off my list. And I will see you guys in North Carolina.